All right, everybody, how y'all doing? And welcome back to Let's Talk Sports with your host Ron here. Two games went on. Canes, Dolphins. Yes, Canes got spanked by Louisville Cardinals by 3 points on Friday night, and the Dolphins just cannot get their act together. So let's get right up into it because right now I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna find out right now. Alrighty, Hurricanes got spanked by Louisville. And one thing about Louisville, they came into our backyard and they gained control from first quarter to the end of the quarter. Louisville defense played their hearts out. Canes defense played their hearts out, but once again, the offensive coordinators of Louisville, they start finding Hurricanes weakness in their defense. Like always, and I told you when they played Florida State and when they played Notre Dame, they found loopholes and broken assignments in that defense. Because right now, Louisville defense came to play. Forced Carson back 25 or 35 for 271 yards and turned the ball over 4 times. Wow. 4 turnovers. And of course, Louisville used them turnovers and turned those into points. That's how they was able to stay ahead of the game. Hurricanes defense was just not able to keep up because the Hurricane defense gave up 248 yards in the air, 119 yards on the ground, and 3 TDs. Those 3 TDs came 2 touchdowns in the air and one on the ground. That's structural hurting right there. Yes, it is. And can the Hurricanes get their act together when they play Stanford? Can they get their act together when they play Stanford? But the thing here is how Louisville defense rattled Carson Beck. They looked at him. They said, yeah, he's a good quarterback, but when you put that pressure on him, he's going to crack. And he cracked by throwing 4 interceptions in the tight windows and make bad decisions. But the running game was just not there. Louisville held them to 24 carries to 63 yards. And they had 2 TDs on defense, but March Fletcher had 8 carries for 18 yards, 1 touchdown. We know Fletcher Jr. would be pushing that ball. He'd be like 20, 30 carries for 100 and something yards. Shut down the running game altogether. And Mousy Tony had 2 for 14 and a touchdown for a short yard run. That was it. That was it. Now, quarter scores, first half, this is what I mean by Louisville had a game from the beginning to the end. Louisville put up 14 points in the first half, Miami 7. Hurricane defense shut them out. Louisville scored nothing in the second quarter. Louisville defense stepped up, forced Miami to a field goal. Third quarter, same thing. Defense stepped up, forced both sides, Canes offense as well as Louisville offense to a field goal. But turnovers. Turnovers leads into points. Turnover leads into more time of possession. Turnovers is the control of the game. Louisville scored 7 in the fourth quarter to the Miami Hurricanes 8. They did an extra point. They scored the touchdown and they went for 2-point conversion. And just like I said, Louisville was in control from beginning to end, 24-21. And if the Canes put together a good drive in the second half, they scored second and third. They scored 2 field goals. But in the second and third, if y'all put together a good drive, y'all could have came out there maybe with 6 or 9 points in both quarters. Oh, you know what? Let's kick a field goal. Okay, we're in the field goal range. Let's kick another one. Let's kick another one. Then y'all would have won the game. But mistakes, 4 interceptions. Louisville defense stepped up, shut the running game down. Passing game was there because Malik Tony had 9 receptions for 135 yards. C. Daniels had 7 receptions for 74 yards. Killan Maron had 5 receptions for 33 yards. Alex Booman had 1 reception for 14. Lyle had 1 for 6. Brown had 1 for 5. And Lofton had 1 for 4. That's 25 receptions for 271 yards. The passing game was there. It's just that forcing Carson Beck to make bad decisions with the ball, which forced turnovers. 4 interceptions. 4 interceptions. And You can't be that. Once you win the interception ratio, you good to go. Stats, and it tells the number right there. Louisville was in total ball control, total yards. All total was 367 to Miami 334 yards. It was neck and neck, about 33 yards difference. Louisville turned the ball over one time to Miami four times. Penalties. This is where you need to know how to play mistake-free football. 9 penalties for 67 yards. Third down conversion was pretty much the same on both sides. Louisville completed third down percentage was 5 for 14 to Hurricanes 5 for 12. Fourth down conversions 1 for 1, 1 for 2, but the time of possession, and goes into Louisville's favor, 31 minutes and 16 seconds to Miami 28 minutes and 44 seconds. So when you have that type ball control and you keep your opponents off the field, then you got the game on lock, and that's what they did. They had to keep Miami high-powered offense off field, put pressure on Carson Beck, which they did, and made them make mistakes for interceptions. Yes, and those interceptions leads into points. Is that pretty simple? So when you turn the ball over and you turn in the point, you're doing the point off turnover ratio, you win the ball game. Just like I said, Louisville was in full control from beginning to end. Kane's defense did their thing by allowing a shutout, scoreless in the second quarter, but the offense just couldn't get it together to muster some points in the second and third quarter, and they could have mustered at least a little decent points in the fourth. So basically, Louisville was in straight ball control. But just like I said, next up for the Canes are Stanford, and they come in our backyard. Game is on ESPN. You can listen to it on WQAM. So if you don't have ESPN, you can always listen to WQAM. Yes, sir. Can the Hurricanes get out that slump they dug themselves in? Because right now they are ranked number 9 in the standings. And can they keep winning, 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 and move up to that second spot? Somebody got to lose. So it's going to be a shaky ball game. Somebody got to lose. And can the Hurricanes just play mistake-free football, um, point savvy, quick scoring, so they could go ahead and put the points up on the board? And then they got a high-powered offense. The offense is the best that we ever seen when Cam Ward left. When Cam Ward was here and Carson Beck took over, this offense on fire. They ain't had to really do anything. Everything was in place. Now just had to do gel it together. They got the quarterback, they got the offensive line, the defensive line playing good. So, but defensive has to go ahead on and maintain their coverage. That's where the breakdown begins. When the quarterback starts scrambling and the D lines and linebackers can't get to him, corners, safeties have to cover ground. Weak side linebacker have to cover ground, especially you got the running backs and the tight ends. You got to cover them in the slants, in the easy first down pickup conversion, 5-6 yard pickups. Y'all have to cover that. So with that, can the Canes get back to the winning status against Stanford at 7 p.m. is the kickoff. And for our Miami Dolphins, they can't get it together. They started the season off, preseason off raggedy. Because when the last game of preseason, I'm gonna talk about preseason, they had Tua going against the starting offensive line. Tua was sat and he was scrambling for their life. So when season start, we know you was going into the game with a raggedy offense. You cannot win a game with the type of offense you got, and you got your quarterback rushing to get the ball out. That's the same thing he did when he came in as a rookie. Y'all made the conservative, quick slants to Waddle, and boom. Now there's rumors that they want to trade Waddle. Why? That's all to a gap to stretch the field. And just like I said, it's the organization, it's not the players. It starts from the top, and that's your coaching staff. And it's the offensive coordinator. When you play conservative football, you don't win. You got to give to a time to find Waddle and Washington and other posses down the field, Reller, etc., so they can move the chain and get the damn ball in the end zone. When you're in the red zone and you're kicking field goals, you're not winning the game. And when you're turning the ball over like Tua did, because he's playing with fear, You can see it in his eyes. Every time he take a snap, he going. That's why he's in shotgun now. He can't take a direct snap under center. He got to be in shotgun. And then when that pocket collapse, it collapsed. Fumble or he forcing a turnover by overthrowing his receivers. It's that simple. Tua completed 12 for 23 for 100 yards. Really? That's what Tua did when he was a rookie in his first season because he ain't had nobody to throw to. Now since Tyreek Hill is injured out for the year, and he don't want to play for the Dolphins no more. He made that strictly clear automatically. Right now he's done doing his rehab. Is he going to come back? We don't know. That's the cheater's decision. But right now, and if I was a wide receiver with Tyreek Hill's speed, and the offensive coordinator got me running slant routes instead of fly routes, that's an issue. We know why the offensive coordinators became more conservative because the offensive line is not there. So in the draft, and I'm gonna tell you, are we going to finish the season 1-16? Is that bad because we got the Atlanta Falcons up next? Can we beat Atlanta? Absolutely not. We couldn't beat the Browns. They was 1-5, but they had came in there as a better team because it's a lot of rookies on that team, offensive wise and defensive wise. The coach said, why not? We're going with the rookie quarterback. If the rookie quarterback can't do, we're going with another rookie quarterback in Shadura Sanders. It's that simple. Shadura Sanders could have came in the game and then shit. I'm looking at the score 56-6. Easy. Because we know what Shadura Sanders can do. He could scramble, he could buy time, he could hit his receivers down the field in the window on target. It's that simple. And the running game is just not there because the offensive line is not there. Running game must 22 carries for 99 yards. When we had Marshall and Alkane, we had 20 plus carries for 130 plus yards. Tops. Maybe with some TDs. These guys is not scoring touchdowns. Waddle was in the game. His main go-to guy is one for 15 yards. One catch for 15 yards. Your top receiver, one catch for 15 yards. Who do that? Who do that? But just like I said, the Cleveland Browns was in control from beginning to end. And when you create turnovers and turn them into points, then it is over. That's it. Too many mistakes. Too many mistakes turn into points for the Cleveland Browns. And Cleveland Browns in ball control. They held Miami in the second quarter. This is a young, strong rookie defense. It's about like 6, 7 rookies playing on that defense for the Cleveland Browns. Held the Dolphins to 2 field goals in the second quarter. You can't win games like that. No, you can't. Mistakes, 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 and they all on offense. All from Tua. Overthrowing the target, underthrowing the target, getting picked off, rushing the ball out, not reading the undercut linebacker or cornerback or safety. Tua is scared because his offensive line is not there. That's why the numbers are what the numbers are. Now I'm just gonna go ahead on and go to the team's the stats, and basically, Dolphins had it. They had a total of 219 yards in total yards to Cleveland Brown 206. But here's where it start. Here's where everything started going backwards. 4 turnovers. Cleveland Browns were able to muscle those turnovers into points. Penalties. 11 penalties for 103 yards, which kept drives alive for Cleveland. Defense already worn out. See, when you come in there and play sloppy football, you're not going to win any games. You might just hang your cleats up and stay home and play with the kids in your nice luxury backyard because it's crap. Time of possession 31 minutes and 45 seconds on Cleveland Browns side because they were able to capitalize drives by penalties. To the Dolphins, 28 minutes and 15 seconds. Done. It's over. Third down conversions, 1 of 13 to Cleveland, 4 of 11. Fourth down conversion, 2 for 4. And Cleveland ain't had to do anything because everything was working in their favor. Y'all was frustrated. Y'all was playing sloppy football. And when you start getting frustrated and start playing sloppy, guys not getting to the quarterback, secondary making mistakes, holding, illegal contact, etc. Game over. It's that simple. So the next up 4 The Dolphins are the Falcons in the Falcons' backyard. Falcons are playing damn good football, and they play going against a team that is playing sloppy. 1-6. Damn shame. Damn shame. So, can the Dolphins beat the Falcons? Maybe. Only depends on who's coming to play. Dolphins that played the Browns Sunday. The Dolphins that lost against the Chargers. Tua throwing frustration. Yeah, Tua, you can take your frustration out. But as a team, the frustration start off as a complete whole. All y'all need to be ashamed of yourselves. From the coaching staff on down to the professional athletes. Y'all professionals, y'all know better, and y'all sitting out here playing like y'all superstars. You're not. A superstar win championships and go to the Hall of Fame and go to the AFC, NFC East game. That's it. Y'all not champion. Y'all not winners. Y'all losers, and it shows in the record. So I will see y'all next week. Let's talk sports. As the Dolphins try to muscle a win against the Falcons, and can the Hurricanes bounce back against Stanford after that 3-point loss against Louisville? I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.